Follow me.
There is a So if you found my channel, welcome. Remember that you are beautiful, you are amazing, and this video is a confirmation that you are on purpose and in the right place. If I talk fast, it's to bypass your mind and directly access your soul's listening. And I want you to trust in your soul, in your higher self ability to understand past your mind and to remember what's needed as you need it. So grab a blanket, a cozy, healthy beverage, your journal, and set up on your meditation mat. Let's begin with a prayer. Beloved Creator, may I always be protected from evils. May my ego come in service to my spirit. May I always be connected to divine truth. May I listen with my spirit and hear with my heart, absorbing love and what is of my highest good. May I activate the miracles and blessings meant for me as I walk my golden path, in full faith, with grace and ease. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello and welcome to my channel, JC Soul Gems. I am wanting to come on here today and talk to you about evil eye and protecting your energy and entities and karmic and all of the things that can come into your field, especially on a spiritual path. When you're trying to open your clairvoyancy and your sight, you get tested. So let's talk about it. I want some notes, because I made some notes, because I'm a writer. That's how I channel. It's part of it. Okay, so protecting your energy field. I say so and like a lot, so let's try not to do that today. Protecting your energy field. Why would you want to protect your energy field? Well, because your energy is one of your most precious resources. And we are coming out of a dark age that has literally had the subconscious, for most people, tendency to take power from other people. You know the term power struggles? That's from siphoning. That's from the constant energetic interplay that we have going on, but as empaths and with some of the darker things that we have gone through as a society in our past lives, through our ancestor lines, we are siphoning off each other. We don't even know it. So you hear the term energy vampire. So there are people that do know it. And there's different levels of this, right? And there's extreme levels with people who do know it. Most people would probably refer to them as narcissists, psychopaths, sociopaths, that kind of spectrum. But all of it is subconscious, and it was a means of protection. And a lot of souls that have been here on this planet for a long time, they adapted to the dark ages to get through it. And so this started to come through and just kind of be a thing. Now, there was also a lot of, I feel like if you watched my videos before, you will have known about the, I realized I just got into it and didn't introduce myself. If you are new here, my name is Jade Crystal, and I am an intuitive oracular priestess of Atlantis, Lemuria, and many ancient other cultures. I tutelage under Hecate, Mother Mary, Isis, Kuan Yin, Mary Magdalene, and a lot of other divine masters and beings. I have angelic connections. I do mediumship. All my clairs are open, and I use these gifts, including reading the Akashic Records, to help other people heal and to create an energetic foundation, because everything manifests in the energy realms first, to create a foundation that is really powerful, strong, and balanced as we usher in the new era of evolution of 5D on our planet. Okay, so if you're new here, welcome. So happy to have you. Now back to it. We came out of dark ages, and we have these habits, and some of them are instilled through the bloodlines, because also there was warring, there was taking resources from people, there was tomb raiding. All of these things took inheritances that were actually belonging in certain bloodlines from other bloodlines, right? There was a lot of betrayals. There's a lot of, Kelly Yuga calls it just mental illness, because we focus on wealth and greed. And I've talked about this before in videos and healings and readings that I do on my sister channel, 13 Moons Oracle, as well. But there is, like, back in the golden times before this era, before these dark times came in, the era of Kali Yuga came in, a measure of a good leader, a measure of a royal person, of a king or a queen, was how well their people were doing, because they were sharing the wealth of their people. Everyone's basic needs were covered, and it was shared, and everyone cared for each other, and everyone was in a community. And challenges were resolved differently. There wasn't the same kinds of greed and stealing and poverty, because you didn't have to do that to meet your basic needs. And then it started to slip into this other time frame of darkness, where it was taking and greed and hoarding and not sharing, and jealousy and evil eye and envy, and if someone else had it and you wanted it, you would just take it. And that's when we started to slip into the dark ages, and that's, energetic premises that go on in those things. So those things are coming to an end, and the new age is calling us. And so that means a lot of things that we won't have time to go into on this video, but different realms are being activated, because in your past lives, you would have worked to become the highest version of yourself in that life. And so the highest version of yourself from your past lives are working with you now in this present moment to call in this evolutionary time. And so it's almost like if you were the center, you have all these energetics coming in to help you from past higher selves, your future higher self, your different timelines, calling your energy back. And that's touching on what I want to focus on today. Okay, so it's important to know that. The other thing that's really important as we talk about this is a partnership with divinity. That is your very best friend in anything I talk about, because I can plant the seed here. It is my soul and my divinity speaking to you, and that is activating these frequencies within you, even if you don't fully understand this with your mind. And if you feel like, oh Jade, you're talking really fast, I can't keep up, I don't really understand, you do understand. There is a part of you that understands. Your Atma, your soul, it understands, it's listening, it's got you. And so trust and surrender into that. Trust and surrender that not everything needs to be kept in your mind, not everything needs to be kept in a patriarchal fashion. And trust that there's higher parts of you that are anchored in love and wisdom that have already trained in these things that I'm talking about. It already knows. It knows the truth when it hears it. It knows soul when it hears it, and it's going to pipe up, it's going to listen, and you got this, and it's going to be okay. And that's how you surrender and integrate things. And that's how you live in balance with the material realm and the spiritual realm. And this is how you surrender back to soul. The other thing is that partnership with divinity is very, very important. So I'm not talking about the man-defined constructs of creator or God. I am talking about the unconditional, pure source love energy that we came from. We came from love. And if you want to call that Sophia Christ consciousness, if you want to call it spirit, if you want to call it Allah, if you want to call it Aline, if you want to call it Jesus, if you want to call it Holy Spirit, if you want to call it divinity, if you want to call it Great Mother, if you want to call it Ma, it is all the same, creator, Brahma. There's so many names for it in so many different cultures and religions, and I've been studying those since I was 7 years old. And so, and probably even younger. I started reading at a really young age. So I was reading and it was all around me. Anyway, again, different video. The common theme is love in all of these constructs, and having a relationship with creation and with love that we emanated from. It will save you. It will mentor you. It will guide you when you don't know what to do. It will help anchor in understanding. It will give you the map to your purpose in your life. Okay, and I've talked about that in other videos as well. So, protecting your energy field. It's very important, especially as you're on the spiritual path, because what you're doing is you're creating this purified vessel. And the purity and the frequency that you create in and of itself, that will become a protective layer. The issue is that there are evils on the planet. The other issue is that there are lineages, so hundreds of thousands of people waking up right now at the same time. We are in the third wave of ascension, according to my lineage and my angelic guides, and massive amounts of people are waking up right now. So what does that do? Well, I call it psychic flus, witches flus. It throws energy around. So you get mad, you get envious of somebody, and you're waking up and you're doing all these spiritual practices. You can throw that energy at somebody, not even meaning to. Okay? You have a challenge. You have a fight. We are also in a very narcissistic, obsessive frequency right now. Narcissistic is a poor word to use, because we are in the Aquarian age, And there is going to be a lot of self-focus because we're supposed to become interdependent, not codependent. So we are supposed to create this magnificent relationship with ourselves that is grounded in soul, not ego. So not in like, you must respect me, but I am to be respected because I respect myself and I love myself. It on the front, ego and soul plays like it's the same, but it's the background and it's the actual intention and it's the steadiness in that intention that makes the difference. And even in that in of itself can create psychic attacks and it can create ruptures because people who are living in soul right now are going to trigger people whose egos are still being cleaned up. And even if you're on a whatever, let's say this, everyone's on a spiritual journey. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. On that spiritual journey, whatever component or level that you're at, it's not that someone is better or wiser than the other or anything, but someone's frequency over here and what they're meant to do is calling to them. And if they're very, very, very true to that, it is eventually going to be abrasive to somebody else who is not on that same frequency, even if you love each other. And that's the call to move away. And then this person or relationship or thing might go through its own transition and it might come back together. That's how relationships work right now. People come in for a time, a reason, or a season, I say. Now, those kinds of conflicts, we'll call them, or challenges, can be really hard because you can be on a really good trajectory in your enlightenment path, in your spiritual path, in your spiritual development, and then you could hit a block. Where I see a lot of blocks and resistance happening, especially in the last while, is the resistance within. Because if something isn't ultimately terrible or like on the onset looking like it's harming you, or if it's just a little bit of it here or just a little bit of it there, it's easy to get complacent. We are all tired right now. There's a lot of energetic downloads and frequencies and solar flares going through. So especially if you're conscious of your empathic capacities and you're conscious of your clairvoyancies, you are going to feel exhausted. And that exhaustion can create complacency. And so your guides, your team, your angels might be calling for you to change something in your nutrition, might be calling for you to change a habit that isn't necessarily bad. And many people may even be doing it, but for you and where your soul is trying to take you, you cannot have it anymore. But sometimes the translation points of that, it can be really hard for us to digest. So then someone will come into your experience that might be a little bit further along the path than you to show you that point, and then that might trigger you. And in that trigger, you can have karma, you could have evil eye. And then the other thing that also happens is someone gets more and more further developed in their golden light body and their frequency, and they're more aligned with soul. The other forces will want to stop you. And so they will look for weak links within your environment in your field. Because we're going to talk about this too. And also what adds to this is many people are still living in houses and spaces that are not consecrated. They're not prayed over. They're not sealed in unconditional love and light. The windows aren't sealed. The mirrors aren't sealed. That is an issue. Just even speaking love. I claim this space in unconditional love. As we're going to talk about, words are really powerful. Like even that is just really powerful in and of itself. If you can add some sage and some sandalwood in that, and some quantum energetics, and actually have grids being built in your house. If you can't do them, you ask your angels. If you can't do them, you ask your dragons. You ask animal spirits. You ask Gaia to help you. There's so many different routes to do this, but that all also stems from that partnership with Creator. And then we come back to that partnership with Creator too, because if you're going through a really rough patch of karma, so that was also where people will come in and be really abrasive to you also, right? If you want to see, I did start to touch on relationships with karma, mostly romantic I talked about, but karmic relationships, even in friendships or in learning lessons of career, and just even in little exchanges that you wouldn't even think of when you're out and about, that are abrasive, they are also meant for karmic release. And so if you have that going on, sometimes you can just be spewing energy and not even know it. The other thing that can happen, so there's different levels, of course, all the time going on, and multiple things can be going on at once. And that's why it's really good to work with someone who is already ahead of you, that could read these energies and help you kind of suss out what is what. To a point, you also don't really need to know all of the stories. There's some stuff that needs to be witnessed, but again, we come back to the core principle, partnership with divine. You can just ask, what needs to be witnessed here? What can I release? How can I speed this up? How can I anchor the lessons of love, and so that I can come out of this phase? And then also sometimes we are just meant to like put our foot down to all the energies and reclaim our power. That's also where we're being tested, to pull back that power, to even see the strength within us, to rewrite a whole program that is going on in our head that is blocking us from seeing our true divine worth and our true divine identity. And we're supposed to put our foot down and just be like, I no longer am willing to tolerate that specific energy pattern. I am no longer willing to tolerate this repeating in my life. I am no longer willing to tolerate this repeating in my health. I am no longer willing to tolerate this repeating in my money. Show me what to do. Mentor me. Help me. And that's when you talk to your angels and your guides, or again, the universe or creator, whatever is your definition of a higher power. All beings that I work with, creator is masculine and feminine. It's everything. It's creation. And then the angels and the guides are ascended masters and teachers who lived exemplary spiritual lives on this planet, full of love and kindness, and they lived on a frequency that was above their time because there were different aspects of creator coming down to the planet to help us heal. And then they decided to stay on the other realms and help us heal now as well, because these are really rough times. If you were born here, this is another way to protect your energy. If you were born here, look at yourself in the mirror every day and say, I love you. And your very existence is a gift to you, to me, to this planet, and to everyone I am here to help. And then also, do not underestimate how much you are helping just by living your day-to-day life. I do not care how mundane you think that it is. If you bless animals, if you bless insects, if you bless nature, if you go out and hug a tree, if you walk through a path and you imagine that your essence and your tendrils of lights direct your own energy down into the earth to be connecting with the tree roots that are all around you and to the nature all around you while you're plugged into your Earth Star chakra. If you've worked with me, proper grounding, divine grounding, soul star to Earth Star down below your feet and into Gaia, that is making a difference on this planet. You not repeating toxic familial patterns from your ancestry line, you changing the way your ancestral line looks at money, you changing the way your ancestral line deals with trauma, you changing the way your ancestral line taught you to talk to yourself about your own confidence, your own self-worth, breaking out of hierarchies, toxic hierarchies to do with male or female that the planet has made. All of those are wins. All of those, which I've also talked before in many other videos, all of those are helping the collective. All of those are helping the collective heal. I also want to add in here that karma can go another way as well. If you're overly angry at somebody and you're abdicating, you're like spiritually bypassing the trigger that is your responsibility, and you're blaming another and vilifying another for your trigger and not working through those things, that can work as negative karma, because if you're not checking your own energy and you're attacking someone else through anger, through angry thoughts, through gossip, through negativity, that can all turn around and become karma for you. And then that karma can also come into your field and almost have a bounce back of all that negativity you were sending out will just straight come back to you. So that was something that I meant to add into this part as well. This can often be mistaken as evil eye because many of us, it's really hard to look at ourselves. It's hard to look at ourselves without guilt or shame. A lot of us don't have that capacity. So I really do recommend getting really curious about yourself and really eradicating any patterns of guilt or shame within yourself. Look at yourself with love, with curiosity, with truth. Look at what you don't like and still love it, forgive it. Ask Creator to help you change it. Ask your angels to help you change it. And just get rid of shame and guilt patterns altogether. Blame, shame, guilt. Release it all, forgive it all, let it go, because in the end, if we hang on to too much negativity, even if we feel right, if you're attacking someone who's pure of heart and they're not doing that back, all that negativity bounces back to us. And it can even get amplified or compounded from that. If we don't check that we're
like our soul doesn't get greedy. It knows its magnificence. It knows its value. It knows its worth. It knows who it is. It doesn't have the envy and greed that we struggle with on our humanity side, right? And so, of course, the ego is always involved because it's our operating
now, the more
system.
that you do this, the more that you become.
If we don't check that, if we don't check ourselves very deeply for any greed, any envy,
warfare of good and evil,
any lack,
all right, and the more
check
that you
the stories that are going through our mind when we're in conflict with
nature,
other
which
people,
is goodness,
that can
which
easily
is
turn
and no matter what you
negative
have
energy
done, you
against
can
ourselves
never, and I'm
create more
serious,
challenges
you
than
can
we need
never
in our
mar
experience.
the innocence within you. Creator did not make evil, so Creator does not maintain it. Okay, let that sink in, because that's why sometimes you can refer to this reality as a virtual reality where it's going to be reset when you go back, because evil is not maintained by Creator because Creator did not create it. Okay, so it's like it's not even real. Something that we have made and we are dealing with down here, but this is also part of the purging. The other thing I was taught about evils and entities and things like that is they're very heavy, dense energy, so they can't actually stay in space for very long. So going up into the stars and the moon and the like universal frequencies and doing your work up there with your guides and your angels through your third eye, through astral travel, very, very, very good for you. Okay. So let's say you get into a conflict with someone that you love and care about. Now, if you've built strong bonds with them over the years, especially through the heart and then the sacred bowl, you're going to have a lot more attachments to them. Okay, so family members, really good friends, those kinds of things. There's going to be a lot more attachment to them. So when you are working through challenges, if you're upset, you're angry, you're triggered, now your own emotions and your own triggers and your own feelings, those are your own. They are your own to deal with. No one can make you feel a certain way. Somewhere in all of that triggering, there is beliefs inside of your subconscious that have allowed you to view a situation in a certain way to a point where you might not even be seeing the person in front of you that you say is triggering you. It's the energetics at play. It's the holodynes, it's the programs, and it's at interplay with them, and whatever they're doing and whatever they're living is reminding you that you haven't met that yet, or it's triggering something inside of you that needs to be addressed, but those are your responsibility. Okay, now criticizing yourself, criticizing other people, demanding apologies, demanding all of these things of those people when you're triggered, it's almost ridiculous in a way. I'm not saying you're ridiculous, and I'm not saying your experience is ridiculous, and I'm not saying that it's necessarily even wrong. Your perception is your reality, but these are all triggers, are a call for you to go inside and see why you're triggered. Why are you triggered? Why is that bothering you? Why are you seeing that situation that way? And again, yes, there might be a valid reason. There might be toxicity in that relationship, but even beyond toxicity, even beyond making someone the villain of your story, because again, that's another pattern that we're trying to overcome right now, is like something doesn't have to be evil, bad, toxic for us to say no to it. It could just be a no because it's not a frequency alignment, which also is a trigger. Now, the other thing is letting resentment build up. If you can just be strong in who you are and authentic and true, instead of the nice person and the good boy or the good girl, and speak up right away before something begins to build as a resentment, or like, what was that tone there? Why did you say it like that? I'm really not understanding, and this is how it felt to me. Those are ways that you can really dive in deep and explore our triggers, but usually we're too tired to do this, or we're too unaware. And it is easier to create conflict and fight and then push things away. In so doing that, we can accidentally attack each other. That's the first thing. Second thing is that lesson's going to circle back. And if you keep having the same challenges with people in the same way, every relationship is a mirror. Okay? It's an actual mirror. And it is a call of whatever you're saying, you're doing this and you're doing that and you're doing this, come back, put a pillow in front of you, make your hands like this, start smashing the pillow, say the same things out loud, and say, instead of saying you are doing this, say I am doing this, and watch your triggers come up. And you can really see what is yours and what is not. Now, not everything's your responsibility, not everything is your blame. Is not for you to blame. You can take responsibility. You can take responsibility for your side, but we never can really know what someone's going through. We can never really know what somebody is really going through in that moment? What if they're extra tired? What if they're low capacity? What if they thought that you already knew them? And then there were things that, like, as humans, we just don't state the obvious. It's just like a normal psychologically proven thing. And so what if we just forgot? What if there's just not enough information? Because a lot of relationships are via text message now. Text messages, like, there's just so much missing from that. There's body language missing from that. There's tone missing from that. What if I'm speaking, oh, it made me laugh because of this video my friend sent me, but what if I'm speaking to you and I'm so happy and you're reading it like, fine, whatever. And that's how you think I'm talking, but I'm over here like, fine, okay, whatever. Like, the text is really leaves a lot of room for misinterpretation. And that's why, if you know friends with me, you will know that I leave a lot of voice notes, because you can hear my tone. You might not be able to see my body language, but at least you can hear my tone. And that creates a lot less. And plus, you can fit more into a voice note than any text, where you're missing all this context and all this information. So then let's come back to the weak spots too. So the weak spots in your life. So if somebody is partying, doing recreational drugs, and again, this is not judgment, I am just stating things that lower your vibration. If people are doing low vibrational things, even eating really toxic processed food lowers your vibration. Okay, Advils, Tylenol, I'm just such a proponent against those things because they're so bad for you. Again, though, I'm never judging you. I'm saying these things because I want the best for you. And I want you to understand the choices that you're making, because every choice that we're making, no matter how small, taking that Tylenol, for instance, that's a choice to abdicate power, because we're not actually understanding sometimes those little choices, how much of an impact they have and what they actually cost us energetically. Okay. Now, if we lower our vibration, then entity attachments can link in. Now, if someone around you is really living from soul, they're really vibing high, they're really going at a higher frequency, they're doing all their quantum energetics within their lifestyle, within whatever their life is throwing at them, whether you're a mother, a father, a priest, a corporate worker, an accountant, it doesn't matter. If your spiritual practice is first and foremost, and you're bringing all that energetic frequency into whatever it is that you're doing, you are going to be living and vibrating at a different frequency. And again, sometimes that can even cause the mismatch in relationships. But that can also, to someone who's operating in their ego, can feel like evil eye. That can feel like an attack. It can feel like a trigger. It can really trigger a lot of different energies. And someone being truthful and authentic, because we're not used to it in our society. We are predominantly taught to be good girls and good boys. And so what does that mean? We've confused kindness with niceness, and we'll say things just to be nice. We'll agree just to be nice. We will not speak our truth just to be nice and not to rock the boat and just to get along and just to keep shallow surface conversations. And all of that is being challenged by the universe right now, because it's not authentic, it's not real. And you don't have to be mean to tell your truth. You don't have to be upset to tell your truth. But we are being called to presence ourselves, to presence the hard work we're doing, to presence, like, to stand in the truth of who we are and celebrate ourselves and celebrate our wins and celebrate our energy and celebrate the magnificence of our soul. And I'm not talking about it in a cocky ego way, but it's okay to name your stuff. But even then, we've been taught that that's bragging, and all of that is not actually true. Now, I mean, it can be true. It depends on how you do it. It depends on how it's coming out from your ego. And when you're not, our ego is still our operating personality. So it's going to still be involved. And sometimes when we're not used to doing something, yes, it could still come across like that. But in the end, again, it's the intentions behind it. It's you knowing who you are, and you knowing the intention you had behind that, and you knowing that you're on the spiritual path, I'm assuming, if you found this video, and that you were doing that with love. You were doing it with kindness. There was no maliciousness. There was no gossip there. And maybe there could have been a misunderstanding, especially when text messages are involved, but there could have been a misunderstanding, but it doesn't mean that that person is bad. It doesn't mean that they're negative. It doesn't mean that they're a villain. And the more that we carry around that energy and we vilify people, it lowers our frequency and our vibration, as well as sends out that thing called evil eye, envy energy, psychic attacks of some kind. It will send that out, and it's just throwing around bad and negative energy. Now, the other thing Sometimes you hear people say things like, okay, well, my guides, my angels send it back tenfold, or they send it back 100-fold. You know, and for me, I've never seen it like that. How I've seen it is like, okay, someone's, you know, thrown negative energy at me. Oh, let's add this in before I go into that. If they've been through trauma, everyone's been through trauma, but some people have been through violent trauma, and some people have just been through normal levels of challenge and trauma that are still traumatizing to them. Now, in the spectrum of feelings, they still feel the same to each other, but the difference in how it disrupts your behavior, your personality, how you deal with things, how you can handle things in your capacity, that's where it really shines in difference. And I found in working with hundreds of thousands of people that your like, someone can't really understand someone else who hasn't been through violent trauma. Like, we're getting there, we have more psychological techniques, we're getting more patient, but there can be this really big disconnect about that, especially in regards to boundaries as well. Now, I've touched on all kinds of things here. Let's try to circle it all back. So now, if someone's living in a lower frequency and a lower vibration, and then you're vibing at a higher frequency just from the work that you're doing, the dedication, the practice, the commitment to creator, the commitment to that partnership, the commitment to living in the frequency of whatever creator's guiding you. Sometimes when evil or entities cannot attach to your energy field, because your energy field, the vibration and that frequency, like I said, will protect you in and of itself, they'll start to attack things around you. Okay, so then that can be its own psychic attack, trying to affect you through a relationship, through a rupture, through a challenge, through a problem. It can attack jobs, it can attack careers. Some of that is karmic. Some of it cannot be cleared by anyone but you, by repenting. You can watch the video on karma, releasing just different actions that help to clear up karma faster. Okay, there's that. Sometimes you can just pray over those people involved around you if you know that this is kind of happening for you. Some of what they would call the chosen ones, we're all chosen, but the ones that are really star seeds, that are like leading these journeys, that are leading the 5D frequency alignments and are really creating new structures in their place around them, and they are the leaders and the path forgers of some of this new energy, they will get more attacks than others. And it will come through in any which way. But also remember that everything is creator as well, trying to teach you about your strength and a reclamation of power, or where you still have blind spots or weak spots. Karma, like I said, that's kind of between you and creator. I mean, you can work with people like me who have Akashic Records Keeper, and we can see your karma, we can clean it off, but it needs to be witnessed by divinity. And then also, if you think you've done some stuff karmically, you don't really know what it is, you can ask creator, like, can I witness it? Can we go there in dream state? Like, if I've done something really wrong, I'm sorry, and I want to be better, I want to do better, and I want to anchor the lessons and the love from that. And that's to me proper atonement and repentance, and that is a really powerful way of doing things. Now, these are some of the ways that you can protect your energy field from that, is just that repentance I just talked about. Partnering with creator, like right away, being like, I think I'm under attack, I feel negative energy, like gossiping, even venting when you're upset, venting between one or more people. I know in girls, there's hierarchies of group dynamics where they want to kind of have conflict and working things out, or fighting amongst a group, or I'm so worried about this person, and then gossip. That stuff's all negative energy, and that energy you're sending as an attack by accident even to other people's fields. And then what else also happening is, depending on the level of spiritual protection they have, which you cannot see unless you have sight, but like their ancestors, you don't know what guides walk with them, you don't know their ancestors, you don't know their energy field, you don't know what they may have done in the energy realms and what's protecting them. And so then if that gets thrown back at you, now you think you're being psychically attacked by them, but it's actually you with your own energy because of the negative habits that you are engaging in. And you can't really monitor that of other people, because you're responsible for your own side of the street. You're not responsible for other people. You're not judging other people. You're not their judge and jury. That's creator, that is divine justice, that will all interplay. That's what karma is for. But how you will know is if you know that you are in that relationship with creator where you're like, okay, I'm angry right now, put me in a bubble. I'm angry right now, put me in a bubble. I'm angry right now. Keep all my anger transmuting into alchemization and put me through holy fires and clean me up, because I don't want to spread this energy around. Like, if you know that that's going on, then you can know that the negative energy coming from them, you'll just be able to know what's yours and what's coming in from someone else, and then you can still bless that and get rid of it. And I always bless it and alchemize it and get rid of it, because I don't believe in like throwing negative energy back and forth, like, ew, no, gross, it's dirty, get it off this planet, clean it up. Now, that being said, evil can be transgressatory. People can be transgressatory when they have entities attached to them, or they're really, really upset about something and on that frequency, or cleaning something karma up. And so then we have to really be aware of the fact that, aware of calling it back, like calling back our power, calling back all of our energy that might have been siphoned. I always teach my clients and myself, like, you're constantly throughout the day right now, especially with everyone waking up, I'm calling back my power in all directions of space and time that I've knowingly or unknowingly given. I'm giving back any power in all directions of space and time that I've knowingly or unknowingly given. And then you're just going to keep doing that with your energy all throughout the day. Just a few times you check it in, you're calling it all back. And I would even call back any energy that's mine, any energy that's been taken, that's been siphoned, because there are predators out there in the energy field. Like I said, some people adapted this way to survive the dark ages, and they will try to destiny swap with you. They will try to put their negative karma on you. They don't want to do their own work. Unfortunately, those frequencies and those patterns are out there, and they're alive in people, and there's entities feeding on people, and there's karmic entities going on in people trying to get them out of those cycles. But some people are super deeply unconscious and sleeping still, and they don't actually know that. And so it's just a good practice to use your words and your thoughts and just call it all back. The other thing we kind of touched on was that repentance thing, because that ties into forgiveness. And so when you can forgive, you can say, like, if you're having a challenge, I forgive myself, I forgive the other person, I send love to that person. You can see them surrounded in yellow or pink light. You can see yourself surrounded in yellow, pink light. I'm a big fan of energy bubbles. I'm a big fan of energy columns. You ask for creator to send you down the light codes and the frequencies, or even just the Holy Spirit. Surround yourself in the Holy Spirit, just to keep you clean, and surround the other people in that energy as well. Another prayer I really, really like is just a blessing prayer, where it's like, if anything negative is coming at me, may that person be sent back with the highest order of blessings of love, abundance, peace, joy, and grace, like tenfold, and may I also be blessed with that, and may that energy be neutralized. And then again, like, if people keep transgressing on me, I think we have it within a field of a certain amount of times. My guides and my angels in my field will just start to send it back, because there is a teaching point in that as well. Like, you can't just keep sending out negative energy and not understand the repercussions of it. People that send out constant negative energy, that live in resentment, regret, remorse, you'll notice they have a lot of health issues. They'll have weight issues as well. We pat on extra weight for protection. And so there's a frequency that does that. And so just really understand sometimes that those kinds of things can be a trigger point too, to point in the right direction of showing you, like, you might be under psychic attack, or you might be psychically attacking people just with your own thoughts and your own triggers, or your own subconscious belief systems that you don't even know were a thing. Okay. So some of that stuff that I talked about was quantum energetics. To me, that's a partnership with creator. It's about your words, like putting your foot down, the tolerance stuff. You could make light grids. You can make crystal grids that are protection to you, like crystal grids with smoky quartz, black obsidian, black onyx, power symbols like the Ankh, flowers, trees, getting out in nature. All of those things can also clear you off and help to free you from psychic attack. Consecrating your space so that you just have that extra energy protection of, like, only love and light enters my home. Only love and light is allowed to be here. And having that all set up in your home helps to give extra layers of protection, and it also helps to create sanctified, holy frequencies in the ground and bless out your neighborhoods as well. Calling back your energy also in the way of, like, that from your pictures, from your belongings. Social media has just opened our home and opened, like, our energetic portals into our spaces with no closure and stuff. So really putting power symbols on your social media to close those loops, actually blessing your social media and praying over your social media and praying over posts before you post them so that no one can attach to your photos, no one can attach to your videos. This was for a long time why I didn't post and I didn't bring out my spiritual teachings onto a video platform, because I wasn't sure. I didn't want to just open my energy to anybody. But that is also something you can partner with creator or people like me that do those one-on-one work sessions with you to create stronger energy boundaries and teach you to root properly. When you're rooted from soul star to earth star, there's a natural form of protection and layers that come around you, and then you can partner with all of your other spirit team. We have dragons, we have animal spirits, we have angels, we have guardian angels, we have other legions of angels we have access to that we can call in. There's so much help on the energetic realms for us. The Holy Spirit, Jesus, creator, armor of God. There's just so much that you could be calling in, but we forget to call it in. And we do need to call it in at least once every 24 hours right now. I've been doing more, especially in times of great challenge. Like we just went through the end of this wood snake shedding. All these videos are timeless, of course, but at this particular timeline that I'm on filming this right now, that's what we just had. And that was a huge time of transition. Then we're moving into eclipse season and it's go time right now. Creator is calling us. So it is time to protect our energy field. You are building, if you've been really intentional with your sexual, sensual energy, if you've been celibate, if you've been, meditating every day and having a high spiritual practice and just really in that union with your soul, with yourself, with your own map, with whatever frequencies are calling you, and you've gone through those ego deaths, you are cultivating a really high frequency that is priceless. And you are the one who protects it. Creator will protect you too. Your guides will protect you too as well. But it's a co-partnership, and we are the bridge from spirit to the physical. So we got to interplay in that. And our words are just so important. What we ask is so important. Protecting our social media pictures is so important. Just being mindful of these things, It's okay, we're going to forget. But like when you remember, pray over it. When you do recall, set up those crystal grids, set up the crystal grids and then charge them under moons. Like set up like an independent black obsidian smoky quartz grid, and like that grid always protects me type of thing. Okay. So I hope this helped. Maybe we'll talk about like the Sri Yantra will protect you. Ankhs will protect you. Crosses will protect you. Kuan Yin will protect you. You can infuse different statues and tools with creator's energy. And to me, it's not idolization, because everything is creator. It's just like I surround myself with all of these images and these beings that help me know creator more, because all of these are aspects of creator, and it's just the richness of creation. And so knowing that as well, like the Sri Yantra is really, really powerful. And it's really a beautiful way to protect yourself. I personally follow theta healing practices. Those are great ways to protect yourself and to be constantly cleaning up your energy. And it shows you how to take things off of your energy field that shouldn't belong there. I know Alana Fairchild has some really good practices that I love to use because I just love the way she organizes her words. So let's end with that. Let's do a little calling back our power, a little bit of rooting. So taking a nice deep breath, you can even place your hands on your heart. Exhale through the mouth. Let's do that 2 more times and just let out any tension, any stress, any heaviness. And just feel yourself lightening, and then just feel and tune into your own field and feel your holy essence. Feel your own being. Feel your energy and the tendrils of yourself, and just start calling all of your energy back home, back into your heart, back into your navel. Just call it back from all of your relationships, any challenges, your to-do list, everything. Just call everything back that is yours to this present moment, back into your field, cleansed and purified through the holy lights of love and creator. That's it. Beautiful. Breathing nice and deep. From tailbone to crown, breathing through all of the chakras, nice, long, and slow. You can breathe through your nose, or you can exhale nose, inhale mouth. Exhale mouth, inhale nose. And now we're just calling back, just speaking inside your heart to stay in theta. I'm going to say it out loud, but you're going to speak inside yourself. As a sovereign being of the light, I'm calling back all of my own power, anything that I've knowingly or unknowingly given away or that has been taken. I call back all energy that's mine, unraveling through Creator, through my guides helping me, through my angels helping me, any destiny swapping, any karmic swapping, any power that I have knowingly or unknowingly taken from other people. I send it all back now. I feel my connection to true source light as I grow some of my essence and the tendrils of myself up above my head into my soul star chakra. And I breathe that connection, those light codes, the frequencies, the love down into my heart. And then I let my holy essence grow down through my feet and root down into Gaia, giving a nice, beautiful, reciprocal relationship of energy flow, of giving and receiving between me and Gaia. Connected up to that soul star chakra, invigorating at the heart, unifying at the heart. And I'm going to send some tendrils of light down through my feet into my earth star chakra as well. And then I'm going to feel my cosmic egg unify as those energies come up back through my leg and unify at the heart again in that figure 8. Activating that cosmic egg around me, my sanctuary, my energy field. I'm going to pull it nice and close to me, 3 to 5 feet away from me. And I'm just going to feel that sanctuary, that sovereign space all around me. And this field is highly intelligent. It has a universal intelligence. It reads energies from me and gives me the information so that as an empath, I do not absorb other people's energies. And you can now ask for any layers of protection or additional programming that you want to be on your field. And you can ask it to stay for as long as you want, forevermore, or just for a little while. You can have that beautiful healing prayer come out of if anything attacks your field or is any negative energy sent your way. It's automatically blessed with those holy prayers of abundance, wealth, prosperity, joy, love, peace given to that other person, and all energies are transmuted by source. That's it. Just asking for these things, naming them. Even if you cannot see it, you can sense it. Staying with your heart, staying with your field. This is all the spiritual tech you came here with. This is your sovereignty. This is your inheritance. Beautiful. And then just feeling source energy just starting to come down through that soul star chakra above your head. And just starting to fill you up with a beautiful rose gold honey light. And it's just starting to fill up that whole cosmic egg, but it's coming into all your layers, mental, physical, emotional, spiritual. And it is just filling up anywhere that needs it, anywhere that needs healing, anywhere that's just lacking, or just needs some replenishment, some nourishment. This is your spiritual food. This energy is just filling you up now, filling up your whole cosmic egg, which is internally penetrable. This energy fills your field and it alchemizes and neutralizes any negativity within you as well. So if you are having a bad day or working through a challenge, this energy will automatically energize you, uplift you, and alchemize anything so that all that is entering the world from you is love. Beautiful. And as that all starts to fill up, notice that the intelligence again is just going wherever it needs within your field, your body, with any layer of your auric field. Just absorbing that in, saying thank you for my healing, gratitude, thank you. And when the whole field is filled up, when you are sustained, you can allow that to flood out now, and you can allow it to flood out as much as you want. You can allow it to flood out and cover the whole planet. You can allow it to flood out and just fill your space. You can allow the access to flood out and just fill your street, however much you want. But leave that access out for others to feed as well, so they're not siphoning your chi energy. They're not siphoning anything you're manifesting or your life. And this creates sovereignty and sanctuary around you. I'm just sitting with this for a few more moments. leaving threads of awareness in each layer as we move into the next, and then allowing it to complete itself as needed. Trusting the higher intelligence of your highest self, your soul, your connection to Creator, your divinity, your spirit, body governing this whole process. Trusting the universal intelligence you're connected to and that flows within all of you. But we're loved so much by our Creator that we're given free will and choice. So to access it, we do need to ask for it, direct it, call it in. And so you're reclaiming that power now over your field, and this creates energetic boundaries for you. And again, protection denotes a lack of safety. And you're always safe. You're always protected. So I would prefer you to have sanctuary. Your own space and bubble of peace within your cosmic egg, owning your field and your energy centers. And so now you can sit with this for a little bit longer, or you can open your eyes and come back to this room and back to this space. And I do recommend doing this every 24 hours. This is divine rooting. This is what I teach my clients as my angels had taught it to me. It's been a life-saving, life-changing technique of rooting. And so I hope you enjoy this gift that was so freely given to me as much as I did. And play with it. Play with it and make it yours. Rooted in Creator, rooted in love, rooted in divinity. And know that this is one powerful way to protect your field, but there are many others. But it takes awareness and mindfulness. Not to be scared. Not to run around worried. But to run around empowered. In touch with the truth, but not controlled by it. Not controlled by fear. Okay. I love you. I hope that you have a wonderful day, evening, whenever you find this. I am always trusting Spirit brings us to the right people at the right time. And I will see you on the next one. Namaste.